especially if you challenge someone who's bigger than you. They always say you're jealous. So, my name is Philip Page, and I think it's important for the basis of this conversation to say first and foremost that yes, I do believe in a life after death. I do believe in paranormal. Maybe not what we consider paranormal to be, but I do believe in a consciousness existing after the body has died. This is something that I have researched for better part of, going on 25 years now. And it started because of experiences that I was having as a child. And there wasn't really anyone who could answer those questions. Now, I have gone over this information before in past videos multiple times, but here's the thing: we have other people who are now watching, we have other people who are now coming in to the fold of this conversation, and I think it's important that we always reintroduce how we came to be where we are at this point. Okay, so recently I put out a video, and it was a fairly strongly opinionated video towards a content creator who's been around for years in regards to the video they put out about the sinking of, or the imploding, I should say, of the submarine that had recently gone down. I knew that this video was going to create a split, that there was going to be people who were going to love it, there's going to be people who were going to hate it. I expected that. And what I thought was important in this video is to address some of the issues that had come out. Now, here's the thing that's funny about this, is that the people who need to see this aren't going to be the ones to see it. The people who already know where I stand, who know my heart, who have spoken to me privately in the past, they are the ones that are going to see this. So I know logically that this is going to fall on deaf ears, but I think it's still worth a shot. I think it's still worth at least trying to reach out to those who might have had some issues with some of the things that I said. And I admit that some of the things that I said were fairly strong. They were fairly strong. There's a reason for that, though. Now, the one thing that I do want to point out is that anytime you challenge someone's belief or challenge something that they hold dear, there is going to be that knee-jerk reaction. I do it. It's human nature for that to happen. And I do believe that happened in the responses to this video. That's why all of the responses are there. I didn't delete anyone. I didn't delete anyone's comments. I didn't delete, save for one. There was one that I did, and the only reason why I deleted that one was simply because there was no intelligent argument behind it. There wasn't even opinion. It was just words. So there are people who did give their responses to me, and that's fine. I don't mind that. I understand this is a public forum, and so I welcome that. I might not agree with it, but I welcome it. But the one thing that happens anytime you challenge someone, especially if you challenge someone who's bigger than you, they always say you're jealous. The only reason you came out with this is because you're jealous. You're jealous because they are bigger than you. You're jealous because they succeeded and you didn't. And I want to address that, because here's the thing. It's not for anyone to decide what is a success for me. Only I get to decide that. And to come back with "you're jealous," it's a juvenile attitude to take. And I know where that comes from because it comes from the creators, the content creators, because I've heard them say it. Oh, these people are just jealous. And it's not jealousy. What it is frustration. And I've mentioned this before in videos that I have made. It's frustration. It's frustration because there are many people out there who have a love for the paranormal, who have a desire to understand what happens after we have left our bodies. And they're working hard, just as hard, if not harder, than some of these larger channels. But they're not getting the same recognition because they're true, they're honest, they're real. And unfortunately, we live in a day and age where people don't want real. They just don't. What they want is instant gratification. When's the last time you ever knew someone who read a autobiography or someone who read the dictionary? It's not going to happen. Not that often anyways, because those things are real. When's the last time you ever knew someone who watched a documentary compared to The Avengers or some other movie? It doesn't happen that often because people don't want truth. And when you give them truth, and when it goes against what they believe to be true, regardless of whether or not they've done any of the research themselves, they're going to fight you on it. In any video that I have created, whenever I have brought up a point, I have always listed my source, and I've always told people to research this yourself. Here's the information. But people don't want that. They want instant gratification. And that is something I'm not going to do. The people that I know who are honest and who are true about finding answers in regards to the paranormal, like Voices from Beyond Paranormal, Marie and Pierre, they don't do fluff. They have been on YouTube longer than most people, but they don't have the views, they don't have the subscribers, because they don't have that flair that these bigger channels have. So it's not about jealousy at all. And I know that there are some people who are watching this right now and they're going, oh, no, everything you just said has everything to do with jealousy. Well, no, it doesn't. Because I am not jealous of what they have. I might have a smaller channel, but my channel is built on honesty. It's built on truth. It's built on treating people fairly. And I know some of you are probably going to disagree with that based on the last video. I have a difficulty with people who say what they do is real when it's not. When they say it's scientifically proven and it's not. Where's the proof past what you have said? Where's the proof past your own opinion? Where's the write-up? Understand the scientific method. Where's the write-up? Where's the documentation? Where's the testing and the retesting and the retesting? They can't provide that. I am published. I have done my tests. I have been working with ultrasonic frequencies, and they have been proving to give results. I have written a paper, and it's been published worldwide through the American Paranormal magazine. But what I am doing is not newsworthy. Take a look through anyone's channel. anyone's. Take a look at what videos get the most play, gets the most attention. It's celebrities, it's tragedy. I think the biggest video I have on mine is King Henry VIII. And he hasn't been around for quite some time. But he's not newsworthy. So, am I jealous? No. And I will continue to say this, and I will continue to support my position on this. I have gone to school. I've got my education. I have degrees in psychology and business. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. The only reason I even put my credentials on there anymore is because I think it's important that people know who they're getting their information from. Anybody can go onto YouTube and say, I spoke to Elvis. And I've gone through several videos explaining how that can happen. People aren't showing you how their devices work. They're not showing you how they built their devices. Frankly, most of their devices are items that you can buy from Walmart.com. I see these things that people are selling for $1,800 that cost $200 to make. I am not suggesting that anybody watch or not watch someone or anyone's channel. It's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that always consider the possibilities. Always ask questions. I have never taken someone's word for it just because they said so. And neither should you. I've never taken it from a pastor. I've never taken it from a politician. I've never taken it from an instructor. Hell, I've never taken it from a boss. If you are saying something is factual, if you're saying something is what it is, prove it to me. Show it to me. Because I value my own perception on things. I value my own intelligence. Now, there are people out there who they do want to believe whatever is told to them, and that's fine. But if you're going to attack someone for challenging that position, be open-minded enough to investigate that claim. Most people aren't willing to do that. Why? Because we like the magic. We don't want to see Oz behind the curtain. We want to believe. But isn't it more important? Let me ask you this. Isn't it more important to believe truth than it is to believe an opinion? It's my thought anyway. Having a big channel doesn't prove that you're honest. Having a big channel doesn't prove that you are sincere. Always do your own research. What a big channel, especially on YouTube, what a big channel means is that somebody knows how to work the algorithm. Again, take a look at what their biggest videos are. I will guarantee you, most of them are tragedy or celebrity. And for the ones who say they're not doing celebrity anymore, well, they're doing something to make up for that. My argument is, instead of going for views, go for truth. Unless it's not what you want. Now, this is just a conversation here. Again, I'm not suggesting that anybody do something or not do something. But a lot of comments came in. Not a lot. I will say that for every negative comment that came in, there were 20 positive ones. And some of you are going to say, why even bother with this? Just let it be. And I could just leave the whole thing alone. But I think we have a moment here where we can explain, where we can teach. Now, somebody wants to believe that, or somebody wants to take advantage of that, then great. If they don't want to, then great. But I'm offering an opportunity. I'm offering a chance and a way for people to, if they don't like what I have said, research what I have said. And I understand what it's like to, after putting your heart and your soul and your belief into something or someone, I understand what it's like to be let down and the fear of being wrong and possibly being proven a fool. Well, here's the thing about that. Nobody has to know, for one. And two, the only person who really cares is the person who's making that decision. Earlier, I was mentioning that I normally don't make a point to flash credentials around. But I've only started doing it because of these other issues with those in the paranormal field. And let's be honest, there's not many of them that are doing it, but there's enough, because anything that they do affects everyone else. There are a ton of smaller channels out there. I will say the exact same thing I say to anybody who chooses a side in politics or who chooses a religion over anyone else or over any other faith. At least study the other ones. At least look at the other ones. See what the other ones are doing. Give the other ones a chance. We limit ourselves if we only stick to one thing. I don't care if it's the news that you watch, if it is the type of people that you hang out with, if it's the food that you eat, if it's the church that you go to. I'm not saying don't have your beliefs. Not at all. What I am saying is be open to experiencing other ones, because some of those other ones just may be right. That's all I'm saying. So am I sorry for the video that I put out? No, not at all. I stand by what I said. I think we, as those who work in this field, have a responsibility, an ethical and a moral responsibility, to uphold the memory and the emotional health of the families of those who are experiencing loss. I think there's a grieving period. And here's the thing about this, is that nobody, I don't care who you are, I will argue this point with anyone, nobody knows for a fact exactly what happens to every single person once we have passed. There's a lot of theories. I have my theories. My theories are based in biology, chemistry, and thermodynamics. I don't think that we have 3 days to contact a person. I think you have infinity to contact a person. I think anybody has the ability to do it, not just a few. I do think you have to be open to it. I think there's a lot of misinformation, and I think there's a lot of information that's put out there to keep the average person down and from trying. That's just personal opinion. So, am I jealous? No, not at all. Am I frustrated? Yes. Why? Because in my opinion only, there is a lack of morals and ethics by reaching out to a deceased person right after they have passed. Give it some time. Give it some room to breathe. Let the families have a chance to mourn. If somebody wants to come out with a video and say our hearts are with you and leave it to that, fine. If somebody wants to come out with a video later on to reach out, I don't necessarily have an issue with that per se. It's timing. And the only reason why I jump on people when they come out with a video right after someone has died or there's been a tragedy is because in my mind, remember, I've got a background in business ownership and marketing. It appears to me that they are catching a moment while it's hot. And if that is more important than paying respects to that person or that family or that situation, now we have an ethical issue. And if there are people who have an issue with me addressing that, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. I'm not standing down from that. So, yeah, not jealousy. If I wanted to have my channel blow up, oh yeah, I could do every celebrity in the world. I could market the hell out of it. I could do every tragedy that happens. And yeah, it would just shoot right up. But then my view of self would decline. And how I feel about myself and the people who do support me is more important than growing a larger channel. I would much rather be honest and have a smaller channel than sell out and grow. Because I do have self-respect. And that is something that nobody can argue. And at this point, I can't think of anything else to say. Hopefully this clears some things up. Thanks.